Pinade Palasharbon, Palabo Palabo Moon. Pinade Palasharbon, Palabo Palabo Moon. The land of Polash and Chow. Aholla Bhumi, Purulia. The land whose demography holds its roots in its dignified name, Manbhum. Purulia is a throbbing sentiment that witnessed changes. Yes, change is the only constant. It witnessed the changes of demography, history, ritual and cultures, nature and many more. Yet, what it holds within itself is eternity, ecstasy and bliss. Through the lines of Mahashweta Devi, আমার প্রাণ প্রিয় অহল্যা ভূমি। আশ্চর্য সম্পদশালী পুরুলিয়ার মাটি খনিজ সম্পদে ধনী, বনজ সম্পদে ঋদ্ধ, ঐশ্বর্যশালিনী তার লোক সংস্কৃতি। আমার প্রাণ প্রিয় অহল্যা ভূমি। While you see Ajodhya from the hilltop, the cool breezes touches you and you take long breaths. You experience these lines, Amar Pran Priyo Aholla Bhumi. You can feel your life and your eyes will represent gratitude. The mountains of Purulia has life within itself. Ajodhya, Gorgaburu, Joychondi is a pride of the land. Its liveliness is well captured in the works of Satyajit Ray, the pride of our nation. Time passed, yet the iconic works of Satyajit Ray, Pothir Pachali, Gupi Gain Bagha Bain, Hirok Raja Deshe still lives in our hearts, and so the picture of this land. The fundamentals of our living comes from the farms and lands of our villages. The village of a nation is a life source of its people. The soil of Purulia has its own texture. Its dryness has structured a different living for its folk. The women folk carries the dry twigs while the cattle feed themselves. These dry twigs are used as fuels for cooking, the free fuel of nature. The hot summers and the monsoons cannot stop our food making. A unique natural raincoat called ghong is used by the farmers while working in the fields. Beedi making with the leaves is another living culture. Fishing with a net and cattle rearing depicts how each life is interdependent on another. In the time of March-April, the smell of good jaggery comes from the muddy lanes of Sirkapar. Dheki Kuta, a traditional way of rice husking through husking pedal, is rarely evident. Purulia is enriched with vivid cultural rituals. Every cultural event is a connection. The bits of the Dhamsha Madol will make your body dance in its glory. The Chhata Porob in Chakultul Gram is a traditional event where the last heir of the king's family dresses in the traditional kingly apparel and lifts the umbrella and sword. In a fair, during this event, selling of Dhamsha Madol can be witnessed. Another event that is also seen after Kali Puja is Kara Kuta. Apart from this, there are certain ritualistic cultures that are performed after rain. Chou Nach. Chou is the heart of Purulia. Purulia is globally famous for this traditional dance form. Chou is a folk dance. Its name is derived from a Sanskrit word chaya, means shadow or image or mask, or chhattu means disguise. This dance form is celebrated through martial arts, acrobatics and athletics performed in festive themes of a folk dance to a structured dance with religious themes found in Shaivism, Shaktism and Vaishnavism. The stories enacted by the Chou dancers include those from the Hindu epics, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Puran and other Indian literature. In 2010, the Chou dance was inscribed in the UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Chorida village is the Aturghar of Chou. At the foothills of Ajodhya in Bagmundi, this village held its head high. Almost every family in this village is engaged with the profession of mask making or mukhosh making. Every day they play a dignified role in sustaining this beautiful art form. Patterns had always been a celebrated subject in our land. These patterns, which we locally call Alpona, is a mixture of art and science. Mostly during Kali Puja, the mud houses of the villages gets a fresh layer of a sort of homemade mixture of cow dung and mud. Then, these houses are decorated with various patterns of alponas and vivacious colors. This is one of the most amazing ritualistic beauty that fills the villages with positive vibes all around and a festive and happy mind. Another such celebrated event in Purulia is the Tushu Poro. This festival is celebrated on the auspicious occasion of Moko Sankranti. Beautiful handcrafted tushus are made and it is immersed into the holy river of Kashai. Villagers cover the path from their home to the river on their foot with beautiful rhythmic tushu songs on their lips. Manusha Puja, goddess Manusha is often known as Lokik Devi. Manusha Puja is one of the most celebrated puja in Purulia. A complete holiday silence is found in the markets, whereas the villages are vibrant with the festive essence of puja. Yet, another uncommon aspect of the Durga Puja depicts the story of commitment and devotion. The journey of Durga Ma on bullock carts turned out to be a memory of lifetime, as if the nature is surrendering to the divinity. On the banks of Kongshaboti stand the history of Bengal, Deul Ghata. The rule of Shen and Pal has left its evidence on the bank of this river. The thrilling sculptures of medieval India can be an eye-witnessing experience of past. A truth that will reveal itself that everything which is today will be tomorrow. A land is not only a relief, but a geography patterned by nature, a history of time that holds stories and experiences of past to reshape and recreate the present and thus the future. It's a set of belief, thoughts, and imagination that's been reflected all around us. Its magical magnificence cannot be spoken nor captured thoroughly, but can only be experienced and lived. The vivacious play of the children in the villages well portrays one of the declaration of UNESCO, which says, "Every child is born into a cultural environment. The language is both a part of and an expression of that environment."